So as March draws to a close, I figured I'd make a quick video to talk about some of the patrons and tribes that you can get available and some of the monthly sets that are currently available if you want to get them downloaded and printed up and added to your armies or collections. This is a bit of a different video, and I figured I'd just share my thoughts on some of the things that I really like the look of and share it with you guys. So that way, if there's something maybe out there that you've missed and that could potentially go into either your army or your collection, then hopefully you won't miss it. Also, throw down in the comments if there's any that you think that I've missed that really stand out, and I'll check them out. And then hopefully the community can also check those out as well. So it's split into a couple of sections. First off, I'll kick off with fantasy, then we'll move on to sci-fi, then some terrain, and then some Kickstarters that are going as well. So you can jump to the timestamp that I've got below if there's one that particularly interests you. So first up is Last Sword miniatures, which I found, and I really like the look of these. They do sort of like, I guess, old world empire type troops. So you've got all like your religious zealots, you've got knights on horseback, you've got these knights on foot as well, and they look really interesting. A lot of it seems really cinematic as well, which might sound weird for miniatures, but I really like all the different posings and all the different things they've got going here. Obviously you've got this just ridiculous looking thing kind of drawn by people in shackles, which is just hilarious. This guy, what, like an organ in the back there, which is absolutely hilarious. I love this sculpt, and they all look really nice, really detailed. I love the look of these, and the zealots, or zealots, however you pronounce it, I really like these. I've seen a lot of other sculptors go for this, and they do a really good job of them. These, I don't know, I really like them. They're characterful, they look good. There's some really odd things in it. You've also got this weird old mask going on there. I mean, this guy, I have no idea what's going on. It's like some kind of torture rack and something going on with the face. I love these. These look fantastic. So all in all, I am really impressed with this. I'm so tempted to get it. But the problem is I have no time at all to start another army. But these, they just look fantastic. There's so much going on with this set. And like the ground utes here, they just look fantastic. Again, really well posed, very characterful. So if you're into like the Empire armies, or if you want to get like an old world army going at the moment, I don't think you can really go too far wrong with these. These look great and worthwhile checking out. So next up is Avatars of War. I've thrown these in here again because old world is kind of like the big trend. It's something that I'm really enjoying at the moment. But they've got like their multi-part regiment trolls. And I've done their stone trolls in the past as well. I'll see if I can throw up a picture on screen for you. And their stone trolls look awesome. They look really reminiscent of the old world Warhammer stone trolls, but updated and just modernized a little bit without going to the new Games Workshop style. So they're a really nice go-between. And again, same with these, obviously like the river trolls as well. They look fantastic. A lot of character going on there. Lots of stuff going on. They look very similar to the old world type of river trolls, but a little bit of an update and just some nice bits going on. And the good thing is, it's all multi-part. So you can pose them how you like, add different weapons and everything else as well. So well and worthwhile checking out as well. That's Avatars of War. Really like the look of that one. Next up is Parasite Games. And this isn't one that I'd heard of before, but as I was scrolling through everything, they really drew my eye. And that's because this dragon, it looks really, really good. I like this. This looks fantastic. Again, a really nice sculpt, really, really nicely posed, a lot of detail on there. And this would make a great Chaos Knight or something like that. I really, really like this. It's done well. A lot of the time I found recently, especially with dragons, is they are massive, like big old beasties that they look cool and fun, but they just take up so much room. And they're in really odd poses, like massively action posed and everything else. But this, it just looks nice. And you've got the rider on foot as well. And the rider's nicely posed as well. I guess he's got a flaming sword. It's kind of hard for him to use that. But again, he's in this nice sort of, I'm ready. He could be in the middle of a battle, I'm ready. He could be doing anything there. It's just, yeah. All in all, I really like this. This is an awesome sculpt. Again, very tempted to pick this up. I shouldn't, because I have no need at all for a Chaos Army or anything like that. And if I got something like this, I would start a Chaos Army. And it's not going to go well. I need more time. Next up, my good old favourite sculptures ever is Highlands Miniatures. And if you've seen any of my videos in like the past few months, obviously I've tried all the Bretonian stuff. I've done some Orcs and Goblin stuff by them as well. And then this month, they did not disappoint. They went absolutely mad. And this couldn't come at a better time as well, because Games Workshop are literally just about to have all their Greenskin stuff come back for Old World. It's going up for pre-order this Saturday, so probably around when this video is getting released as well. I'm going to pre-order a few things because there's some stuff there that I really want. And Highlands Miniatures have brought out their stuff, so I'm going to have to print this. I do subscribe to them because I think they're awesome. You get so much with this. Obviously, you get the giant, the big old giant. You get the stone trolls. Although out of the whole set, I don't like their stone trolls. Everything else looks fantastic. Stone trolls, I'm not sold on. They look good, but I do prefer the old Games Workshop classics. And then you get so many Savage Orcs. You get Savage Orc archers. You get Savage Orcs with swords or stumpy, swordy, stony things. You get Savage Orcs with spears. You get the Shaman. The Shaman looks fantastic. And also you get all the Savage Orcs on boars. This set, it's doing things for me. I am going to print it. Definitely going to print it and see if I can get some close-ups of it. Here we go. So I'm going to do this. This is going to be a challenge for me because I am building out my Orcs and Goblins army at the moment for Old World. So I'm going to print off the whole lot. Maybe not the Stone Trolls, I'm not sure yet. But everything else I'm going to print off and get painted. I'm going to do that in a painting video at some point very soon. So there's your Stone Trolls. Like I said, I like them. They've emulated the Old World style a lot. I'm not as sold on them. However, everything else looks great. I mean, the Giant, yeah, definitely want to print that off. And then you've got all of your Savage Orcs, and they look great. And then your Savage Orcs on boars. I need some boars for my army, so I am going to be printing those off. This set is fantastic. Also, just a teaser, they have released their teaser for this month coming up, so in April. Oh, and it's goblins. And I need more goblins. You got your goblins on wolves. More goblins on wolves. You've got goblins with bows. You've got goblins with swords, and these look great. I mean, look at them. They're really, again, Highlands Miniatures have gotten really good at getting some great characterful sculpts and basically taking, I suppose, like the old world style of stuff and just updating it a little bit, very similar to like Avatars of War. I really like them. They're fantastic models, and you get so much every month, which is weird. But I mean, look at him. He's holding a Bretonian's head, which is going to be great for fighting my Bretonians. Right, moving on before I just jabber on too much. So Reptilian Overlords, just remind me what that one was. Oh, Empire Gunmen and Crossbows this was. So I threw this one in here just because I'd never heard of them before. And when I was scrolling through it, I saw these, and these looked really good. Again, very similar to the old, I think it's the Empire Pistoliers or whatever they were called. And these look really good. And again, this has been done by other sculptors before, but I really like the look of them. So you can either have them with rifles, you can either have them with crossbows as well. You don't get a huge amount with these, but you get obviously all your interchangeable arms, legs, chests, and everything else. And I just like the sculpts. I saw them and it kind of drew my attention there. So if, again, you're looking to expand like your old world army and you want to do some Empire stuff, it's worthwhile checking out. So that's Reptilian Overlords. Moving on to Sci-Fi, and let's kick it off with Arc Villain Games. Now, this is a sculptor that obviously most people will have heard of before. I always feel like they are the painter's sculptor. So for those of you who really enjoy painting, because they have so much detail on their models and they look fantastic. Normally that kind of, I'm an average painter at best, and there's so much to do on these, but this month they did like the Grey Knights, and it's not just a rip-off of, so normally when people do sci-fi and they go for like Warhammer 40k stuff, it's very much, yeah, that's Warhammer 40k in terms of like art style and the stuff they're trying to proxy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. They do different things there. These are amazing because they're very clearly like Grey Knights, but they are really like ultra realistic and detailed Grey Knights, and they look really good. And I definitely don't want to get it because then again I'll have something else to paint. So let's pull some of those up to show you. They just look fantastic. So you've got it's like the big old mech suit walker type things, and so many different poses for these as well. And just look at the detail on those, it's ridiculous. And again, they come in multi-part as well, so you can swap out the weapons, the poses, and just kind of go mad with that. And then you go on to like your standard units, and like I said, I don't know how well they would fit amongst, if you already had some Grey Knights, for example, or if you had some other Warhammer 40k stuff. They might not fit particularly well, but they'd be nice to kind of throw in there and just have a bit of a play with, because there's so much detail on there. They very nicely work as proxies for a lot of those units. Some great poses. I really like them, and they've done a very different thing there as well. Although it's clearly inspired by Grey Knights, it's their own thing. Multi-part again, so you can swap out the heads, the arms. I'm really impressed with this set. I saw it and I was like, oh, don't get that, because look at it. It just, oh, they look so good. These like your Terminators. I don't know why I said that so weirdly. But again, they've done a really nice, they still look bulky, they still look beastie like walking tanks. But also they look like they could go toe to toe and do some actual good combat. I love them. These look fantastic. I'd say these are definitely worthwhile checking out if you are into sci-fi or 40k and you want to challenge yourself with some painting, because you see there's a lot of detail on there. I think it would be a really good painting project for somebody who's better at painting than I am, or if you just want to upskill, so I guess even for someone like me, it could be something worthwhile trying out. So that's Arc Villain Games, and yeah, their knights are looking hot. Next up, and they will probably always end up on this list because Station Forge go mad when it comes to sci-fi releases. And again, they've not disappointed with this. So if you have been already subscribed to Station Forge, they have done some like conversion kits for the tanks, so that way you can make them, you know, dirty traitors if you want to go down that route, which is kind of cool. You've got your Orc mech as well, which I like here. So you've got your Orc big boy in his exosuit. And then onto kind of the things that really drew my attention. Some more stuff that you could use as like Tyranid proxies. So I really like the look of these. I think, again, clearly inspired by Tyranids and made to be proxies for certain units, but with their own unique twist on it, so that it's not just like, oh yeah, that's clearly a direct rip-off. I really like these. I think they look fantastic. Again, a lot of character to these, a lot of just opportunities that you can play around with. They look nice, organic, but with some like, I don't know, biomechanical bits in there. So really happy with those, and I'll definitely be printing those off to go in my Tyranid army. And then on to probably my favourite thing ever. Halflings with like little stilts. I mean, these are great. Station Forge have been doing some wild things lately. Like they do some things that are clearly meant to be proxies for certain other big sci-fi games. And then they throw these sort of things in there where it's just like so random and characterful. And there's so much flavour to these. I mean, this guy, you're wielding a mop, which is just, yes. I mean, they just look so weird and delightful and fun. Absolutely, I love these. I mean, what is going on? It's like BB-8 gone 40k. Just, yes. I don't know what I would ever use them for, but oh boy, do I want to make some kind of army. So in my head at the moment, with the amount of stuff that Station Forge keeps bringing out, which is so out there, I almost want to do an army that's, I don't know, like a hodgepodge of everything. So it would have loads of things like this, loads of like robotic stuff as well. I guess almost like Adeptus Mechanicus type thing, but just something that's really weird, almost like some thrown together rebellion that's trying to do its own thing, but really failing, because there's just so many random characterful things out there. And you've also then got a nice traitor here as well that you can use. If you want to use like a traitor Primarch, for example, you've got this beastie here. And again, really nice sculpt, nicely posed. Lots of different things that you can change out. So you can have the wings, you can have different arms, you can have different weapons. All in all, really like the look of that. So that is Station Forge. Next up, we have Den of Imagination, which really drew my eye because there was a lot of Nurgle stuff going on. And these have popped up on my radar a few times now. They get shown off on like, Instagram, I see it. And it shows up on Patreon every so often. And let's pull up the March release. So your March release, obviously you've got all like your Plague Marines, you've got stuff for your Death Guard. I really like the look of this. They look good. They're clearly Death Guard inspired. But yeah, I really like these. They're funky. There's a lot going on. So you get little tanks there as well. You get your Marines. All in all, there's a lot going on here. A lot to like. If you're into this sort of thing, and again, this kind of tends to be like, ooh, I could get that. and start another army. But I've got so many armies to finish. And then if you're into one-page rules as well, it's compatible with one-page rules. I mean, to be fair, most things are compatible with one-page rules, but it's just nice to know that they're going to have all the rules and stuff for those units if you just want to download these and then start playing a game straight away. But I mean, look at that. It's great. They're a little bit more cartoony than 40k, but I don't mind that. That's cool. I like these. So that's Den of Imagination. Basically, all your Nurgle and Death Card and whoa, I don't even know what's happening to his face there. That is horrendous. Yes. Yes. And some more yes. There we go. And last on the Sci-Fi is Immaterial God Miniatures, which is another one I hadn't ever heard of before. And I was scrolling through it. I found them. I really like the look of these. And again, these look so good. Slaanesh 40k Emperor's Children type stuff. And yes, I'm here for it. This looks, I think these are some of my favourite ones because these would fit really nicely with some of the older 40k sculpts and also the new ones as well. So if you want to do like a Slaanesh Emperor's Children themed 40k, because Games Workshop just won't seem to go back there and bring those sculpts, then these look great. Obviously you've got like your Noise Marine type things as well, so different like guitar type shaped weapons. These look great. There's a lot going on, so scroll through those. Obviously you've got like your Demon Captain, and then you've got your, I don't know what that's meant to be, but I guess you see a Medicaid converted part demon thing, and I love it. It looks so good. And then these, they say, with your guitar themed weapons, they look great. You know, they've done Noise Marines really well. Whereas at the moment, you've got like the one Noise Marine who's having an absolute great time on his guitar, but there's nothing else to go with it. This can give you that. And they've got like, I don't know if it's like speaker grills on the chest and up top and everything. So they're really going to boom you full of some music. And then you've got these beasties. These are fantastic. And like I said, I'd never heard of them before. This is the first time I've seen this sculptor. I really like them. Really, really good. And yeah, Captain there. And I don't know what's going on with these guys. These are hilarious. I don't know if they're like some kind of big boom music box or something. But, I mean, they're beautiful. I really like these. I mean, you can tell since I'm losing the ability to talk. So all in all, I really, really like those. If you want to do something Slaanesh-y, if you want to do something like Emperor's Children, I always want to do something Emperor's Children. Like I said, I need to just avoid doing anything. But these, oh, yes. So on terrain, I only found one thing in terrain that really took my fancy this month. And that is Sci-Fi Factory. Probably butchered that. I do apologise. The reason I like these is you've got, if you're doing your Star Wars Legions bits, or even if you want to throw it into 40k, you've got your crashed spaceships, you've got your TIE fighters and like X-Wing type things there as well. So that's quite a nice thing to have, just to have your soldiers fighting around and add a bit more flavour to your battlefield. And then it also, if it lets me click off, they've done this modular temple as well. So you've got like the temple walls and steps and everything. So I'm currently trying to get into Warcry. And I've painted up 2 war bands, finally, and I've done some terrain as well. Something like this would work really nicely because it wouldn't take much if you're doing it like an FDM printer or even a resin printer as well. Just print off all the different blocks and pile them up and be able to have some really nice modular terrain and just change up your battlefields as well. So I really like these. I have bought some stuff from Sci-Fi Factory before. Again, probably butchering the name. And they've always been really nice. So there you go, there's a bit of a flavour for like the temple. So you've got the blocks and you can clip everything into. So I like that. There's a nice bit going on there, so just has some modularity to your battlefield. Next, on to some Kickstarters. So I found this one here, which is like this mansion. So if you're into D&D, or if you want something really, I don't know, probably a bit too big to use in wargaming, but this modular mansion. This is by a creator called Little Dragon Miniatures. I really like the look of this. A lot going on. It would be really fun, I think, for like D&D. Because it all opens up. So you've got like the first level, so your ground floor, level 2, it goes all the way up to like level 3, 4. It's all completely broken down as well. So getting it printed off either on a resin printer, not a resin printer, or your FDM printers as well. It's going to be pretty easy. It probably takes some time, but if you're a dungeon master and you want something that's really going to stand out to your players and just have something fun to do, this could be really well, truly worthwhile going for. And it's not too expensive either. It's where is it? Yeah, like $12 or €12, so about £11, which isn't too bad. And then you've got commercial license as well for anybody out there who's looking to, you know, bump up their Etsy store or whatever. So I like this. I think it's pretty fun. Next up, we've got the Sci-Fi Supply Outpost. And again, this can be great for anybody who's wanting to, I don't know, do something with their 40k, Star Wars Legions, anything like that. If my scroll ever works. I think the thing that drew me to this is it looks quite fun. But then obviously you've got to pay what you want option. And then if you go for the whole thing, it's only $10. So it's actually pretty cheap for everything that you get in this. So you get all like your containers, you get this sort of like shipping warehouse type thing. You get all the walls as well, which is nice. Some little guard towers. There's a lot going on here, and a lot as part of this collection. So all in all, you get a lot of stuff. So with it, you obviously get watchtower, storehouse, habitation, set of containers, generator, a lamppost, and set of walls. I don't know why the lamppost intrigued me, but I really like this. Well sculpted, looks like it all fit very nicely on either a resin or an FDM printer. A lot going on for a really reasonable price as well. So if you want to bump up your terrain, have something that's a bit more modular, able to change around, pretty worthwhile checking out. And then last on my list for Kickstarters was this. This is one of my favourite things so far out of everything, and this is by Andrew Askadol. Probably butchering the name again. But it is a big old modular like building site with a crane. It's awesome. So again, if you are doing anything like, not Warcry, because they're probably not going to be battling in Sci-Fi, doing anything like Kill Team, like a Shatterpoint as well could potentially work quite well with this, or even just 40k and you want to be able to build out this big old like building site that everyone's fighting over, you've got this. And as you can see, you've got all like your walls, platforms, railings, and of course, the standout, the crane. So you can really build this out. You've got this kind of little gif here of them kind of putting it all together. So it's all modular, slot all the walls in, you slot all like the wall, sort of like wall brackets and everything as well. There's a lot going on here. I really like it. So you can customize this to your heart's content and have some really fun sci-fi battles. I think for why do I keep wanting to say Warcry? For Kill Team, because that's the sci-fi one, you could have so much fun with this and just customizing up these boards and the battlefield and just going wild. And it's got a crane, or an orbital heavy lifter 2.0. I'm calling it a crane because that's what it is. But yeah, this looks really good. You've got bridges. I like this. This is one of my favorite things. I might back it. I should back it. I really like the look of it. So here you go. And then it's not badly priced either. In fact, it's really well priced. So, wow. Yeah, very well priced. I'm going to back it because that looks great. So that's my sets from this month. The things that really stood out to me as being like, yeah, I like those. They're all stuff that takes my fancy. Might not be everybody's liking, but like I said, if you know something out there that's really good that everybody in the community should know about because it's fantastic and that I should know about, throw it down in the comments. Would love to hear what you're backing, what you're printing, and what you're painting this month as well. Probably only got, by the time this video goes out, like a week to get any of these, so just make sure you jump on it. So thanks for watching. Let me know as well, do you like this type of video? I was thinking of doing it maybe monthly, just kind of looking through all the different things. And if I do it monthly, is there anything else that you'd like me to look for that potentially I'm missing as well? Yeah, world's your oyster when it comes to these type of videos. But in the meantime, happy printing, stay safe, don't drink resin, because that would be bad for you. And also don't eat FDM, that's probably not a good thing. But yeah, fingers crossed, I will see you in the next one. Bye.